your boy D.
I'm sorry. We're tuning in to Homeroom with Smooth. Class is now in session.
What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Homeroom with Smooth, episode 194, and I got with me Sia Cunnings. How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
That's good. That's good. I ain't seen you, ain't heard from you since
Let's talk about it because I graduated in December of 2012.
Okay.
And so when did you graduate? Because I know I hadn't talked to anybody after I left graduation or after I graduated and left campus. So
you graduated in December of 2012?
I did.
Damn.
No.
That's fact. No, you got in and up out. You got in and out of there.
Yeah,
No, you got in.
In and out. But I also did in high school. I took college courses in high school, like what I forgot what it was called, but concurrent courses, so I could be done faster.
You know, I'm not surprised. See, I'm not knowing you. I'm not surprised. Yeah. Yeah. So no, I didn't graduate. I didn't finish. I went and joined the military.
So when was your last semester?
My last semester. So I came back. I tried it again in 2014. Yeah, I went to work. I that was fall of 2014 was my last semester. I was like,
weren't you in the business program too?
Yeah, I was, but I started. I was on a good track. I was gonna, because I got a letter from the dude. He wanted me to go into economics and stuff. Like he wrote me a letter over the summer and was like, "Huh?
Who is the dude?"
I forget what the professor's name, but you know him because he was acting like Robert Downey Jr. all the time. He taught macro. He taught macro, and then I forget his name, but he was a
I don't know.
Yeah, he kind of favored Robert Downey Jr. a little bit, and then he acted like him. Like,
dang, I'm gonna have to think about that.
Yeah, like he literally acted. He had that Iron Man persona, like.
Oh man,
like the
I think I know who you're talking about, but I cannot remember his name at all.
Yeah, he was a good teacher. Because he funny story. So I'm in his class, right? I'm the one person in the class that just like I just didn't care. I wasn't present, but like I didn't care. But every test came out, who highest grade? Me. Highest grade? Me. Like I was not trying. Like I'm just in there. Like he would ask a question, people would kind of just be like, no answer. I'm like, look, the answer is da 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 da. And then he was like, well, blah 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 blah. And I finished the statement. Like I was that like kid in that class.
So basically, you were not being challenged enough.
Oh no, there was no level of challenge for me in that course at all.
Okay.
Until the day that it was the last test or whatever, right? And I needed to score a, what was it? It was something what was it? It was a 90. I needed a 93. I got a 91. And if I wouldn't have done that, I wouldn't have to take the final. Now the ironic part is the final I could have got a 50 on and still got an A.
So did you take the final and make a 50?
No, of course not. I did it and got a freaking 97 because I'm like, if you're gonna make me come in here, I'm gonna do it. So I did it in 20 minutes and handed it to him and left. And everybody in the room was like, bro, like you really finna make dude take this? Like he don't need this. He don't need this class. And he wrote me a letter like at home, and my mom gave it to. She's like, because my mom read it before I did.
Like, of course she did.
She's like, boy, read this letter from your professor. I said, oh, this is sweet. He's like really convincing me to go into the program. And I was like, okay. And then I joined the military like that summer. I was like, I want money.
Funny. Well, yeah, I hadn't talked to you since I graduated then. Because let me think. Actually, it might have been before that, because when I graduated, I wasn't living in the dorms anymore. I was living in what's the apartment name that everybody was staying in?
The Grove.
The Grove. Yeah.
Yeah, I know you was living over there because I seen you over there.
Okay, so maybe we did talk after I left the dorms. Okay, all right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was over there.
That's why I was a little confused when you said you had grad. Because I was like, no, I know I still seen you though. So you still rocked out with them till your lease was over, and then you left.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. What? Something happened. Something. Well, the way the Grove did it, they did it. I did a 6-month lease or something like that. It was.
Yeah.
I remember it being like a whole problem. Something, but yeah. Then I moved to Monmel, and I stayed in that apartment for a while. Then I moved into a duplex, and then I bought me a house in 2017.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So like 2015, people stopped seeing me because I moved to California at that point.
Oh, California is really expensive. I don't know how you doing it, but I already said you was rich, so
I'm not rich.
you gotta be if you living in California. You got to be.
No. It's just in California, you make more money and then you spend more money. Like
It still ain't enough. I don't care what you say because no, you rich. It's okay.
Some days I feel rich. Some days I feel rich. Like when the check hit my account, I'm like, yeah. And then when I go pay them bills, I'm like, okay, well.
But you can afford it. That's rich.
No.
Rich.
No, stop.
I used to be rich too, till I got married and had kids.
Wait, what? You added to it. Like, how did that take away? Is the taxes like that? They hidden like that?
Can we talk about it? Because they need everything. And it's mostly me. I'm the problem. What is that? It's a Taylor Swift song. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's me. Because I just feel like my girls need like the best of the best. So I get them okay, yes, they need clothes, sure. But I want to get them like custom made clothes, like a shirt that's custom made that only probably about 2 other people on this planet have it. The shirt costs $50 to make. The pants $50. Then they got to have a matching hair bow. And now I got 2 girls, So it's double that. So yeah, it's me. I'm the problem. Because I don't like Walmart clothes. Don't get me wrong. I purchase Walmart clothes, but they don't last. And I'm just like, I want to invest in good quality clothes. So
this is a Target hoodie.
Don't get me wrong. I shop at Target for my girls. That's their play clothes, but
and I'm rich. I'm rich.
You have to remember now, before I had my kids before I got married and had my kids, which let me backtrack. I was not married before I had my first daughter, but whatever. Anyway, before all of that, I had a dog, right? She's passed now, but I used to dress my dog up in all the fancy things. She also had custom clothes as well.
You would post it. You posted it sometimes.
That's what I'm saying. So
I seen the dog.
So just imagine how I was with my dog. Now imagine human children. It's the same thing. They all had custom clothes.
Why you say human children? Like there's another option?
I mean, my dog, she was my baby. So she was my fur baby. Now I got my human babies. So, which I still have a fur baby, but he's a German Shepherd, so he don't get the custom clothes because he too big and he messy. He all boy.
Yeah, he'll mess around, bite his clothes off.
One time I put an outfit on him and he actually wore it, sat still for a picture, but as soon as that picture was off, he came up out of that. I was like, okay, I'm not buying you any more clothes. So he get left out.
Yeah, he like, I got fur for a reason.
Yeah, don't tell me about it. Having a German Shepherd is completely different than like having the Bella. She was a Maltese and a poodle mix. She didn't shed. This German Shepherd, he sheds a lot. It's something I was not used to. So That was an adjustment. I mean, it's fine now, but yeah.
Yeah, that's why when I got mine because he was mixed a little bit with Rottweiler. So
What
then
you have, a German Shepherd?
But it was
Oh,
mixed. He was mixed with whatchamacallit, like Rottweiler. So he
okay.
didn't shed as much.
Man, they shed.
Like it was like few and far between. Like I love that dog. That was my guy.
So
Like,
where's this dog?
where's the dog at? Oh shoot, I don't know. He's probably dead. Like I had him when I was a kid.
Oh my goodness. I'm thinking you talking about a dog that you done brought to California with you.
No. I've been moving around solo dolo.
Yeah, you can't do that with it. I mean, I guess you could, but it would just kind of be a lot to have, if you're moving around and you have this dog, and it's really a lot. I mean, they're good to have around, but it can come with a lot of expenses and heartache too. That's why I say she was another baby, because I had to pay for babysitters and get her teeth done and vet bills and clothes, all that stuff. So yeah, human babies, fur babies. You got to distinguish between the two.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Since we on this,
oh God, here we go.
You just said you was good. So when is Mr. Smooth? We'll have him some human babies. It says somebody on your radar, because I mean, now let me backtrack. You don't have to do it if you don't want to do it. I ain't trying to pressure you into doing it, but I'm trying to figure out if this is something that you want to do.
No, so is it something I want to do? Yeah, it's something I want to do, absolutely. But right now, I'm just focused on like me and like building me up and like building the things I want up. So I have everything that I want already, and I'm not like I don't have to neglect them. Like that's how I feel. I don't want to have to neglect them. I want to have this process down to where I can then like add them to it and it not be detrimental. Like I'm taking away from them or taking away from this.
I'm gonna just tell you, there is never gonna be the perfect time.
I get that, but the time definitely ain't now. That much I can't say.
How old are you?
I'm 31.
Okay, so what you think, you're 50 and y'all gonna adopt some kids or something?
No, it's not about me being, it's not about me being like a certain age. Like I'm not even looking at my age. Like I'm just looking at like quality of life overall.
I get it.
Like quality of life overall. And plus, I mean, I'm in California. Like this ain't cheap. This ain't cheap.
I already said you rich. You got it.
And then no. And then here's the thing though. Like I like traveling and moving around and doing all this stuff.
You can take your family with you.
No, I can't. Not all the time.
Yeah, you can.
Not all the time. And then I have to go. My number of trips would have to go down.
No,
like all of that.
If there's something that you already doing, and then you marry someone and then y'all have kids, if that is your life, you just make them a part of that. That is something that I kind of missed out on because my kids were born during COVID. I was a traveler, pre-kids, pre-marriage. COVID put a stop to all this. So now I'm in a predicament like, dang, I'm supposed to travel with my kids. Ooh, that don't really sound like fun. But if COVID hadn't stopped us, it would have just been like, well, I was already going, bring them with me. It ain't gonna stop nothing.
I mean, okay. I mean, you right, but I'm just right now is.
So there's nobody on your radar.
Right now, no. I'm like to make that happen. Like, what do you mean by on my radar? Like,
is there someone that you're interested in that you kind of feeling you want to maybe take her?
Oh, okay. If you're just asking like that, yes.
Dating wise, like I'm not saying you need to find somebody and go marry her tomorrow, but dating wise, just kind of get the feel of what it's like. Because let me tell you right now, I don't want to be in the dating pool, and I'm thankful that I'm not right now. But because I heard there's piss in it, but
there's more than piss in it, but Like it's pretty bad. Like it's overall just bad because everyone, eh, from my observations, it seems everyone wants the end goal without the process of getting up to it. People just think, boom, you wake up, yo, you're my man. Here's this bill, pay it. Yo, you're my woman. You're my girl. Like, yo, hey, cook this, clean that. Like that's how people are acting. That's how people are acting nowadays. Like they're literally like expecting people to come in their lives and just perform a role.
Let me tell
Like,
you,
and
it don't even work like
nobody's
that.
built like that.
No, social media has us so tainted because, like you said, everybody wants what someone else has. And what I try to tell people all the time on social media, people just put what they want you to see. I said, and another thing about that is the things that they want you to see, you don't know what they had to do to get to that. Like, you have to think about it. It's like, okay, they look real nice. They got this big old house and, they got these pretty babies and all these kind of things, but you don't know how many miscarriages and all these different things that this mom had to go through to get there. You don't know how many, loans they had to take out or whatever the case may be to get this big house. And I'm like, you probably wouldn't be able to go through the things that they went through to get what they have. So we have to stop comparing our lives. You just focus on you and what you got going on and keep pushing. That's why I have to tell people, even though it's really hard, because even for myself, I have a social media crush on this particular person. I'm not gonna say her name, but I know a lot of people do. And I just get so infatuated with her life. Like sometimes I have to like block her because I just be like, why is my life not like that? I'm being honest. This is me being honest and being vulnerable because I'm looking at my life and I'm like, I just don't understand why I don't have XYZ. But then at some point she opened up about all her struggles and I was like, ooh, okay, I'm gonna chill out because you did have to go through a lot to get to where you are. You fully deserve it. And I'm not saying, I never am saying that she didn't deserve it, but I feel like I deserve it too. And I'm like, when is my day gonna come? You know what I'm saying? I'm working hard. And I'm like, okay, I can't do this no more. I'm about ready to give up. But it's a what's the line? What do they say? It's how does this phrase go? It's a race, not a. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It's a marathon, not a race.
Yeah, is that the right way, or is it a race, not a marathon?
No, it's a marathon, not a race.
Okay, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it takes time to get there. Yeah.
Yes. So that's one thing that I am learning. So.
Yeah, that's honestly that's what I've learned through doing this. Like it just takes time. Like, and you just have to just get up and you have to just do it every day. Like, and there's gonna be a lot of days where you don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna have to take that whole 30% of energy you got and give your whole 30% that day to get it done. And that's okay with having 30% and then
it is
saving that other 70. Like,
and that's why it's good to have, in my opinion, a good partner, the right partner for you. Because some days you only have 30%, but hopefully your partner, your spouse, whatever, they can meet you with the other 70%. That's kind of how I feel partnerships should work. And, I'm married and, it don't always work like that. And that's when communication comes into play. And I'm like, yesterday I was really, really low and you didn't really meet me where I was at. And we'll talk about it and, then we'll do better going forward. But that's the whole thing with partnerships and relationships, period. Just communicate those things to people. But yeah, that someday it's been a lot of days lately where all I got is 30%. And I'll text my husband. I'll be like, look, the girl's good. They ate, they fed. But let me tell you, them dishes ain't clean. Sorry, I ain't fix you something to eat. Their living room looking a hot mess. I did not have it in me to do that today. But he knows that's not me normally. Normally I'll make sure I'll do all the things. But he'll come and he said, oh, I got it. Don't even worry about it. And that's what having the right spouse does for you. So this is to me to say it to you. If you get you a good spouse, you ain't got to worry about the other percent because she gonna come through.
Okay.
Hopefully, if it's the right one for you.
Noted. Yeah, and that's I think that's more of it because like for me personally, like I can't like I dealing I'm okay with cheering people up, right? And being the positive like cheerleader person, like, yo, we gonna da 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 da, we gonna do this, we gonna charge that here, whatever. But I can't be that every day. You know what I'm saying? And if someone's that negative, like I immediately just pull away. Like I just pull away immediately. Like I can't deal with that. Like consistently negative. Like I'll ask you like, yo, what's going on? Like blah blah blah. Blah. Like only got so many times where I can like, and if you still negative, like I'm like, all right, well, you gonna have to be negative over here because this is my bad day right now. Like this is my negative day, and I'm not finna spiral. You know what I'm saying?
Because of you.
Yeah.
And see, in a good partnership, though, that's when communication comes into play. And I keep bringing that up because, I mean, even though we've been together 5 years, married, what year are we in? Married 2 years, 2.5. I mean, we are still very much learning, but that's a good thing because I don't want it to be perfect because I'm sure you heard this saying before, you know, I married somebody else 2 years ago. He's growing daily. And the same with me. We're not the same people. So every day should be a learning experience. You need to learn how to adapt to who I am today, you know, because I am 2 years ago, man, I'm somebody completely different. I wouldn't say completely different, but I am a new person, a better version of myself. Yeah. I don't know if you be following my Facebook posts, but let me tell you, I do strive every day to be, I say a non-toxic person because people do irritate my soul so bad. But I'm working on that. You know, I'm working. Trying to be positive.
No, this just reminded me, yo, I remember it. No, it wasn't the first time I met you.
Oh,
but it was
God.
like one of the other like 3 or 4 times. Yo, you were going the fuck off on somebody. Like I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what did they do? I'm tapping. I'm like, bro, what? He's like, bro, just stay over there. Like he's like, I'm like, are we playing dominoes in space? And nah, bro, it don't look like it. I'm just gonna take it to the room.
Like, I'm sure they deserved it.
Oh, they probably did. Everybody just said, yeah, we just gonna go to the room tonight. Like that was the end of it. Like you ended the night. Like
these days now, I try not to be so quick to pop off. I internalize everything. And I'll just come home and tell my husband, like, ooh, they just don't know. I'm saving them from me. But there are some days that I really just, I'm telling my husband, I'm about to be toxic. I am. He'll be like, what are you talking about? Then I'll tell him. He'll be like, hey, just leave that alone. Because he is like, you know, I'm fire. And he's so calm and collected. And he just be so just the same all the time. And I'll be like, okay, see, this don't even make sense. I'm going crazy and he just being calm. So this kind of what helped me because he really don't be, like, if he reacts, something really got to be wrong, okay? So that's being with him, having him as my person, that has really helped me a lot. But about a couple days ago, I was about ready to throw all this shit out the window. Fuck you and you and you. But I have girls now. Like I said, 2 years ago, let's see, my oldest daughter, she's 3. 2 years ago, she was only like a year and a half. So I had to kind of realize, I'm like, okay, she is looking up to me. I have to be better. Like, I just don't want her. I mean, obviously I'm great, you know, obviously I am, but I want her to be so much better than me. I have to do better. I got to do better. And so that's when I really, 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 really started doing the work because at one, yes, she was still learning things and all that jazz, but I was like, okay, she's getting older. She's going to start remembering things. I need her to remember and know a different mom. You get what I'm saying? And so that's when I just really went really hard on just being a better person and especially being a better mom. And then a couple months later, I found out I was pregnant. I was like, goodness, the Lord must think I'm just really gonna be a bomb ass mom out here. Ooh, I'm killing it.
He said, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna help you transition into being calm, all right."
And then gave me 2 girls. Like, what is this?
Oh man. Okay. So, all right. So wait. Okay. So I'm gonna pivot just a little bit. And we'll come back.
Okay.
So, career-wise, right, for you. Okay. So you left UCA, right?
Yep.
All right. And then you started working at a firm. Correct? Like, I don't remember what the name of the firm was, but I do know you were working at a firm.
Yes. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say the name of the firm. They're still good people. We're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, worked at the firm. So okay, graduated December 2012. And I had already had my job in November. So I knew when I graduated I was going to have a job.
Yeah.
It's actually a funny story, but I'll come back to that. Okay. Started working at my job January 4th, 2013. And I worked there officially from January 4th, 2013 until about December 28th, I think, of 2021. Yes. And the way that happened, it was so crazy. They knew I was pregnant. And I had decided that, actually, I hadn't decided anything, but I couldn't decide on if I wanted to come back to work or if I was going to take my accounting business seriously, because, you know, I was doing taxes on the side, but everybody just kept pushing me. Sia, you need to do my taxes. You need to do this. I want you to be my accountant. And I'm just like, y'all, I don't know if I want all that. But everybody just kept pushing me. So now I had this idea in my head. Now I'm pregnant with my second child. And I'm like, okay, this just really seems impossible to continue to come into this job with 2 babies depending on me at nighttime, because at nighttime, that's when I need you the most, when you're supposed to be asleep. They want to wake up all night long. Okay. And I was like, I'm not going to want to wake up and come into this building. So I talked to my bosses and I kind of expressed to them what my thoughts were. I told them, I said, I have no idea what my plan is, but this is what it is. I was like, I can either take 6 weeks and come back at this date, or I can come back after tax season. And they were basically like, well, if you wait to come back after April, there won't be a spot for you. I was like, oh, because after I had my oldest daughter, I needed more time. I needed more time off. And I did not want to be rushed back into work. So anyway, December 28th, I think it was December 28th. Can't remember exactly, but it was like the last Friday of the year. I brought in a box. I packed up my office and I was like, today's my last day. And they were like, oh, okay. I said, do y'all want a 2-week notice? They were like, no, I guess not, since you don't really know, when you're going to have the baby. I was like, okay, well, today's my last day. Bye. And that was the end of that. After I had my daughter on January 1st, on January 4th, I had my baby, and I sent them an email just confirming that I would not be coming back.
You go. And you built different.
I do not recommend that, but I had good history with them, but I kind of knew that my time was up. I was getting like besides just being pregnant and becoming a mom of 2, I was just being completely burned out just with the whole thing, just being an accountant and all that stuff anyway. And I was even thinking about doing a career change. I said, I'm just completely burned out. I don't want to do this anymore. So it was like a lot of factors, but I actually was preparing myself to be remote. They did not want to give me an option to work remotely. I told them, I said, if y'all make it so I can work remote, I will stay, but I'm not coming into this office. I'm just not doing that. And then I could start work sooner if I have a remote option, because I can hold my baby and work, but I'm not bringing a 2-week-old to work. I'm not doing that. So I bought me a computer And I actually also, in the meantime, too, once I officially found out I was pregnant, because at first I was in denial, I started doing job interviews.
I was in denial. Like it just,
I was very much in
my
denial.
tummy's not getting bigger. Your
It
eyes
really wasn't. It wasn't. But other people were noticing things. And I was just like oblivious to everything. Until my husband said something. He was like, "Are you hiding your pregnancy from me?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" Still oblivious. And then a lot of people was like, "You pregnant? You glowing?" I was like, "Not pregnant." Boom, pregnant. Was not preparing for that. But, I love her so much. She's so sassy. She's definitely me for sure. Out of the two, she's the most like me. But anyway, I got me a computer because I was prepared to be working from home. I wanted to be a remote employee. Then I just couldn't find a job. I got every job that I interviewed for. I got offers from every single last one of them, but I turned them all down just because I just didn't want to do that. I was tired of working for people. I wanted to work on my own terms. So that's what I did. I started my own business. It's a lot of other, it ain't as simple as that, but that's what I did. So that's what I've been doing. So it's officially a year now that I've been in business. So yay me.
Okay.
And it ain't been easy. A lot of people think that boom, started a entrepreneurship and it's easy. No, this is the brokest I have been in my life, my adult life. Do you hear me? Because it's not, it's not a continuous paycheck. If I don't do no work, I don't get paid. But I tell my husband, I tell people all the time, I prefer this kind of stress versus going into a job kind of stress, if that makes sense. Because if I was at a job going into an office every day, my kids have been so sick this season, and everybody kids have. And I don't remember my oldest daughter being this sick, but my youngest, she just keep getting sick, fever. You can't send sick kids to school if they have a fever. So I'm like, I would have been out of PTO, out of comp time, out of sick time, stressing because I got to pay this time back. I don't have to worry about that. I mean, the days that she home, I don't get to work, so I don't get paid. But when she gone at daycare, I can work, bill all these clients and make some money. So, it's pros and cons to everything, I guess.
Yeah. But it sounds like you made the best decision for you.
Yes, and that is what was most important because, like I said, I literally made the decision at the very last minute. It was what was going to work for me and my family, which now that my husband has been promoted is working even better now because if I was still going into the office, I would never see him. Never. Because I guess I better say it because most people don't know my husband, but anyway, my husband, he got promoted to sergeant, and now his schedule is alternate of mine. So if I say mine, but that was if I was working like in a normal 9-to-5 setting. It would be opposite. But now, I mean, and plus I work from home, so I can see him in passing when he's coming home or whatever. So I was gonna put his shift out there, but I probably should not do that. That would not be
don't
smart. But anyway, yeah. So since he got a promotion now, I'm having to spend more of my time with the girls. So which is not a bad thing, but if I was working like a normal 9-to-5 job, I would be missing more time with them and being stressed out about him not being here. Like it's just like a whole bunch of things. But anyway, again, I prefer this stress.
That's good though. Like that having the what word do I want to use? The gall to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like the
to just do it.
Yeah, to just do it. That is what a lot of people lack. You know what I'm saying? To just cut and go. Whew. Like because the cutting part, that's where people stop at. They're like, I don't know. And then they don't.
But once you do it, you feel so much freedom, and that's the thing too. But So let me back up a little bit. So yes, you do get a lot of freedom, but you also need to learn discipline because yes, I'm home all day. I do have things to do, but sometimes I be like, "Oh, my bed calling my name. I don't want to do anything today." But then I have to think in my head, if I don't work, I don't get paid. So let me get on up and handle some business. And also, too, doing this for anybody who's thinking about it. I mean, just think about all the things that you usually have to like push on the weekends. Like you gotta do all of your errands on the weekends, all the chores, all the laundry, all of that on the weekend, which is like not a weekend. And if you have like older kids, you gotta do all of their activities. And it's just, you still want to spend time with your friends, still want to hang out with your family. It's like it's only 48 hours in the weekend,
right?
But you work from home or whatever, however your entrepreneurship business looks for you. I work from home, so I have the time. I can go step away real quick, throw a load of dishes in a dishwasher, throw a load of clothes in the washing machine. Hey, I need to take my lunch break. I can go run to Walmart or something real quick, do my groceries, so I can incorporate all of my errands and stuff in my work week, and I can spread it out over the whole week instead of trying to just throw it into Saturday because nobody does anything on Sundays.
That's true.
And that goes back to having a good partner too. I know I'm gonna keep bringing it back.
I mean, no, but I mean, we had to go back there anyway. So yeah, that does go back to having a good partner.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about me, man. I don't know about me. I've gotten to the point where I'm like, I sometimes I say like I'm sometimes the wrong type of self-sufficient. Like
what?
I'm really like, yo, like I can get this done. Like, and the fact that I have to like then ask somebody, like I don't like asking permission to do anything.
That's it right there.
I like just going. Like, okay, I want to go do this. Boom, I'm gone. Like I don't like having to ask. I don't like having to like report in, like none of that. I like
that was it for me too. Yeah.
I'm moving.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I did too. I had created a note in my phone and I listed the pros and the cons of staying or leaving at my job. And I had two different ones, but all the ones when I said reasons to leave, all of the pros to leave, the list was way longer than reasons why I should not leave. Does that make sense? So then one of the biggest things was I get so sick and tired of having to tell these people that I'm not going to be here. It ain't their business. And then when I come back, they want to know, well, what did you do? Where did you go? It ain't none of y'all business. It's my PTO.
Facts.
Then if I use some PTO, if I use all of it, now I got to pay it back if I, take more time than I was allotted. Like, why I only get 3 weeks? No, I need more time than that. And then you can only travel. You can't travel during busy season. But what if I want to? I don't know. It was just too. And then I also was the only Black person in my office. So a lot of times I think they did things to kind of get a reaction out of me. They never got one. Because I would just look at them. They'll ask me like, I don't know, trying to think of a case like when the George Floyd incident happened. So what does your husband think about this? What do you think about this? I don't know. I ain't talked to him about it. We don't talk about this stuff. No, good. I don't wait
but they just had to be looking puzzled. Like, what you mean y'all don't talk about it?
They knew I was making up stuff, but I'm like, I'm not doing this with you. They did give me one time, kind of a little bit, but I had to reel it back. Because one thing is he was one of the bosses, he was a Jewish man, and he tried to compare the Jewish struggles to the Black American struggles. Sir, no. I said, if me and you walking down the street, they gonna know good and doggone well I am a Black woman. They're not gonna know you Jewish. We are not the same.
I've had that conversation too many times. I care to count, like with people about like different groups. I'm like, no. Black is hated off of just pure existence alone.
Period.
Just existence. Like just me showing up is a problem. Like you don't have to walk into a bar and go, ooh, I walked into the wrong one. Like that pause, like people think it's a joke from movies. Like, no, that pause and everybody's looking at you, that's a real thing. You walk into the wrong bar, the wrong church, the wrong restaurant, like anything, any place, they'll just look at you and like hope you turn around. Like everybody pause, even the children pause. I'm like, bro, how y'all didn't train this child don't even know no better.
Right. But that's how you know that they be teaching them kids that stuff. Mm-hmm. That's I was trying to make him understand that. And he wasn't trying to get it. He's older. He wasn't trying to get it. So I was like, okay, I see this is getting us nowhere. I said, let's agree to just leave this conversation where it's at and I bring it up again. And so he said he won't bring it up again. But of course he kept trying. I was like, I'm not gonna do this with you. I'm not. There are some other things that he said to me that just, like I said, I could tell that my time was coming to an end. And when I told him, because I did tell them, individually, all the partners, I was like, hey, this is what I'm thinking about doing. So I probably won't be back. And one of them was like, I'll see you back in a year. Oh, so this is a personal challenge.
Right. Hey, they messed up. They messed up.
Okay. All right. I ain't gonna lie, no, this was a hard year. I didn't contemplate going back to their business because I need to work remote. That is what works for me and my family. But I did put in some application. And so I was like, this is hard. I'm ready for a steady paycheck. But it's like every time I did that, I would get like a call about a new client or some different work that someone needed or wanted me to do. Now, I don't accept every client because every client ain't for me. But it just lets me know that I was right where I needed to be. And the struggles that I'm going through, I have to go through them because, it's just a part of the process. It's a part of the process.
Yeah. Because I would say this, like, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to go through the character building process because a lot of times, like I said this on another podcast, a lot of times people end up failing because they'll succeed rapidly and then they fail and then you just see them just fall all the way off and you're like, how did they fall all the way off? They didn't build enough character to pick themselves back up. They didn't have any. They just
went straight to the top. Went straight to the top. We say that all the time. Like, well, I say we, but me. I'm like, oh, I wonder what it would feel like to be like a trust fund baby, like just basically have everything handed to me. But then I'm like, I wouldn't appreciate anything. So I definitely have those moments where I'm like, okay, I am right where I need to be. But it ain't all the time because some days I'll be hollering and cussing and mad, like, man, I need some money. I need a new client. I need somebody to pay their bill or something. But it is what it is. And I have said this to even my clients because it appears that I have. So let me back up. So when I started the business, I was trying to figure out how I wanted to put myself out there. Like, who did I want to appeal to? I wasn't sure who I wanted my target audience to be. So I just kind of started doing something. And it appears that I have attracted a lot of people who are in the same position as me, just started their own business, and they're kind of just trying to start it on the right note with a good bookkeeper, with a good accountant. And so a lot of my clients are startup small business companies, which I have grown to love. So now I'm looking for the little people because I'm like, we're gonna all make it. At the end of it, we're gonna remember this and we are gonna all be on the other side together. And so that's what I kind of preach to my clients because most of my clients too, it's not just a work relationship with me because I'm just not that type of person. I'm gonna talk. I want to get to know you. So it's a lot of I have a lot of relationships that I have built with my clients as well. So yeah.
I'm thinking about something. Wait, did I really do this? Cause I keep feeling like I did. Cause I tell myself I did this in my head. I felt like I sent you a message on Messenger and I was like, yo, like once I get like my business going, like you're going to be my accountant. I felt like I did that.
Ain't nothing but a thing for me to look. Cause my memory and all that great. If I ain't write it down, I remember. But if I can go
but
back
I
and
feel
look.
like it was a super long time ago because I have this weird thing with like I'll say some mess a really long time ago, but I won't execute on it for a really long time. And then when I finally execute, I'm like going, and then I remember that though. Like I'd be
I can
like,
look.
I
It
mean,
might take me a minute to scroll. There are a lot of people who say stuff like that. And I say, okay, because I know I was one of those people that I told somebody, I'm like, hey, I can't do, I cannot work with you right now, but I'm coming back to you. And then when I come back, they was like, I thought you wanted to come back. I'm like, I know. I said I was coming. I just had to get some things in order first. So when people say so, I just say, okay. And I'll see you when I see you. I'll always hold space for you. And that's the thing. So next year, so I'm growing pretty rapidly. I have grown a lot in the past week.
that's
It's kind of
good. That's
scary.
good.
Really scary. I'm gonna have to hire some help next year. I can't afford to do that right now, but that is one of my goals, to be able to hire help. So that way, when people reach out to me, people like you who say, I want to use you in the future, I can put you on like an email list or something. I don't know how. This is me making this up right now. Put you on like an email list for like future clients, and just send you out a reminder email or something. I don't know how it would look, but I could hire somebody to do that for me, so I don't have to remember. So when you say, "Hey, did I say that?" I'm like, "Oh, let me go check my email."
Right. Well, I feel that. I feel that. I feel that for sure. I feel that for sure. But I'm pretty sure I did. I'm pretty sure I did because like I've been saying that in my head for like a really long time, really long time. Like
Well, I'm gonna be here.
like what's no like well yeah, but I have this weird thing like I like through life like as I meet people I'm like yo I'm like okay like what could this person like how would this person like fit in this puzzle like if I would like long term right so I'm like oh this person could do this I'm like cool I write that down next to that person and I keep a list like I was like oh man like I'm gonna need a lawyer like I ended up needing to like file something you know what I'm saying like leak for like trademark stuff like I literally went to the same that one person I went straight back to that person I was like yo I'm like, do you do this? And they're like, yeah, actually, that's what I specialize in. I'm like, I fucking knew it.
Hey, and a good thing about that is too, even if you don't use me or whoever right now, you can recommend them to someone, and word of mouth is awesome. That's how I have grown like 200% in this past month. I'm not even joking. And so when I get big, I'm not gonna say, I did this by myself, because I did not. It was all y'all.
That's what this is for.
And now I ought to put this out there. So I'm like, oh gosh, all these people about to start hitting me up. Do I have the capacity for this right now? Because I'm a one-woman show. I'm doing it all by myself.
Yeah. So is that email the email that you want people to hit you up on? The one
yes.
I hit you, the one.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
I'll put that in the bio. I'll put that in the bio of the video.
So since we're gonna go ahead and do a plug, I am a full service remote accountant. I specialize in all things accounting except for audit. So that's bookkeeping, payroll, tax returns, individual, C Corp, S Corp, partnerships, all of the good things, all of that. If you have a question on if you need my service, just send me an email, and we could probably attach my I have a business line too. We can attach that on there too. They can shoot me a text. So yeah.
Cool. For sure. So okay, but wait. So I just want to get one thing. So you do everything but auditing, correct?
I don't do audits. I do not like auditing.
You don't do audit. Okay. I didn't know. I just wanted to clarify that because it was like I do everything but audits, and then you kept going, and I was like, I don't want people to think like you don't do any of those other things. I want them specifically to know.
I get what you're saying. Audit. Yes. So I am not an auditor. Now I do my best to make sure the records are as error-free as possible, but nothing is 100%. I am human. I still make mistakes, but I don't perform audits. It's crazy though, because when I went to school, I thought I wanted to be an auditor. I did not want to be a tax person. Then I got offered a job with a tax firm, and I was like, oof. Then I started doing taxes. I was like, oh yes, this is why did I ever want to be an auditor?
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah,
Auditing. Ugh, auditing is
it's
rough.
just a lot of. I mean, a lot of it is all of it. Accounting is a lot of repetition, but yeah, audit just no.
Okay. So we've talked about being an entrepreneur. We talked about you being a mom. We talked about you being a wife. Um, I guess the last thing we have to talk about is well, we talked about you being, I said wife twice. We talked about you being an entrepreneur as well. I just got that.
You sure it wasn't just Coke in that cup?
I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. I'm positive. Just Coke. I guess we can finally talk about um obviously the unfortunate events. Tyree Nichols. Okay, so Tyree Nichols, we had the unfortunate situation that happened with him in the Memphis Police Department, where they said everything but his name. They didn't even address him as a human being. Um, so
Do we know if at the initial stop they ever pulled his driver's license or anything?
no, they didn't. They didn't. I watched it. Like all the videos that they dropped, like video one is the initial police stop. Well, for the most part, it misses like the very first part of the interaction, but it's enough to let you know they never pulled his wallet because they said his wallet was in his back pocket, so they didn't even have an idea who they were talking to. That's one. And then yeah, and then it proceeds from there to the second where he gets up, he's able to escape, and then he flees. He tries to go home, doesn't make it all the way there before he's found again, and then the rest of the videos have all of that altercation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely sad. But anyway, yeah. So
So
uh,
yeah, so as someone who is a law enforcement like you're part of a law enforcement family,
mhm.
how did how does that impact you, especially being black as well?
Every day is something different, honestly. But specifically cases like these, I'm always on guard because you know what the narrative is. The narrative is cops done killed another black man, and they don't care who actually committed the crime. They just see cop. And so in their mind, all cops are bad. And so now they're out to get not only just the cops, but now the cops and their families. Usually around these times, I see stuff online where like, you gotta go burn their house down. And I'm like, hold on, wait a minute.
Yeah. Yeah.
We got kids, we innocent, we didn't have anything to do with that. No.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we live in a neighborhood, um, for the most part, that I think they are cop supporters. We haven't had any run-ins with any of them personally. So
Mhm.
I didn't have any issues with that, but it would be the outsiders
Mhm.
that would, come into the neighborhood just looking for trouble. And I'm like, I remember once asking my husband, I was like, can we get bulletproof windows? Can we put flame retardant on the house or something? Because like I would literally be like terrified to just be asleep. And I'm like, oh, the girls got to sleep in the room with me tonight because if something go down, I need them to be close so I can, get them quickly and swiftly. And I sleep like really lightly. So if something go down, I'm going to hear it immediately. And I can
Mhm.
handle it from there. Like I don't have like proper training, but when it comes to my girls, oh, you would think that I was properly trained by
Mhm.
the SWAT team myself. So it's different, being on the other side of it. And like I knew what I was marrying into, kind of.
Mhm.
But when we first got married, there was nothing big happening. But the cases like George Floyd case, that one was crazy here in Arkansas,
Mhm.
in hometown. And it was close to home, like close to my house. They were doing things,
Mm-hmm.
burning things down, and just acting a fool. And I was literally terrified. So when news about this video coming out, I'm just like, oh God, here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
But it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. It wasn't. And a lot of times, I'm not even gonna lie, I do shy away from telling people what my husband does, because you never know who supports us and who doesn't. Because then they're like, oh, you are a pig lover, and blue lives don't matter, whatever they be saying. And I just be like,
yeah, because I'm critical of police, but I'm critical of most organizations in general.
Period.
but at the same time, I recognize the need for that job, because I don't want to fucking do it. Firefighters, I don't want to do it. And like that's what it boils down to for me.
Right.
Like,
And a lot of the people who talking, they ain't never done this job, and they ain't never going to be able to do the job. So it's like, just hush.
Yes, and you know what I'm saying? Like it's a tough position to be in.
Yes.
Because sometimes it literally boils down to seconds, and it's you or them.
Yes. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. They always say, well, he should have done this and he should have done that. I'm like, okay, you don't really know. Now, from the outside looking in, yes, it looks like, maybe this should have happened, but we weren't the ones that were trained. Now, I'm not going to, okay, I can't say that, but, just from the outside looking in, it can look that way, but you also have to think about, these people did go through proper training. They probably would know a little bit more than you. It's like going into the doctor's office trying to tell the doctor how to do his job. But he went to school. He paid all his money. I think I would probably take his word over my own.
Right.
So, yes, as a wife, some days I'm like, do you want to find another job? But I can't tell him that. That's what he enjoys doing. It's his passion, at least right now. He does have other things that he enjoys to do, but he likes his job, and I can't tell him, to do something else just out of my own fear. You know what I'm saying? But as a wife, I am scared sometimes.
Yeah, and like I think what makes this situation different is that it was us that did that to us.
Right.
Because I think if this was any other way, like it would have been bad. Like
so bad.
Because I'm watching the first video, and the first video is this white officer pulling up to the scene where they're already engaging with them. And I'm like, that white officer is so lucky. We are all so lucky that he had to take care of the vehicle that was left there in the middle of the road. Because if he wouldn't have stayed there, and then you go to the other clip and he's just there, he didn't even have to hit him. If he was just present, the whole outcome would have been completely different. Like the reaction from everyone would have been horrible.
Right. Because, that if it had been a white cop, it would have fed into the narrative that they want to push out. You know what I'm saying? And whoever they is, but you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I hate to say it like that thankfully it wasn't him. That sounds horrible.
Yeah, I know, but like, cause that video is it's bad. Like that's bad. Like it looked honestly like, man, like when I look at like mafia movies, right, and they're like beating information out of somebody, like that's what it looked like,
for information that didn't exist. It was crazy, for sure. I don't know if anybody watching this hasn't seen it, so I won't spoil it for you, but don't watch it. You warned me not to watch it, and what I do?
You went and watched it anyway. Like, and the thing is, like, I have a you know what I'm saying, I have the video up on my channel, on my YouTube channel. And yes, like I put a warning on the thumbnail itself. Then I take 2 to 3 minutes to say why I'm watching it, why you probably shouldn't watch it, and another reason why you could watch it. And then about 3 minutes in, I go, okay, so I'm gonna start this now. I tried to give people a chance to get out the video. People just kept watching, and then somebody wrote me and said, "Yo, I know you put the warning on the thumbnail, but can you blur the warning?" I'm like, "Yo, the warning triggered you?" I said, "What is it?" I said, "What am I supposed to do?" Why you get triggered from a warning? I'm telling you, it's bad.
Yeah. What is it? Our curiosity gets the best of us. I don't know why. Why are we so curious to see a live beating? Like what draws us to that? Because that was wild. I don't know what drew me to it. I have no idea, but I watched it.
So I'll put it like this. So just like when Emmett Till's mother was like, "Yo, you need to watch this," right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, okay, like of the deaths that's happened, right? You know what I'm saying? I only remember the ones I actually seen,
True.
like with my eyes. So I remember George Floyd. I remember Tamir Rice because I watched that video. I remember Sandra Bland because I watched that. I remember Trayvon Martin because I watched that. You know what I'm saying? Like what information was available, I watched that and listened
Right.
to the
Yeah.
audio. Yeah, because it wasn't like there was a full video. Um, yeah, I did that, and then this one, like it's gonna stick with me forever, and I'm gonna remember it. And I'm not saying that. I'm saying that one, like remembering them to like always think of them and to like in a way like their humanity of it all, like so they're
Mm-hmm.
not just a name on a paper.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing, and then the other part of it is like, okay, I watched this, I've now digested this energy. Now what am I going to take it and use it towards? And I think a lot of people, they don't have enough like cognitive like power to actually go, okay, I've got this thing. Instead of reacting, process it and go, okay, now what can I do? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people go, well, what can we do? Like, nah, like stop with the we. Like, just go, what can I do? And if what
Mm-hmm.
I am doing is ends up do it with other people, then great. But you always need to come back to what am I doing to help better the situation, help
Right.
better the narrative, help better my community. You know what I'm saying? Like just the I part of it all.
Mm. It's really a lot to take, and I think you did make a good point. One thing that people fail to realize, I mean, maybe they realize and they just don't care, but when you watch something like that, it does become like a part of you, at least for a little while. So like you said, okay, what am I supposed to do with this energy? Because this obviously is some bad energy, and I need to figure out what to do with it, because I'm still trying to figure out the same thing. Why did I watch that? Because I knew what was going to happen. I knew I was going to internalize this and it was going to make me feel away. Now, like you said, I'm like, what am I supposed to do with it now?
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of like what I'm working on. But now I just lost my train of thought. I just can't stop thinking about the video now.
Oh man. But I guess to end on a more I guess like I guess I'm trying
A
to think like
lighter
what
note?
not necessarily a lighter note, but I did want to get like I'm trying to think how to phrase the question. I want to phrase this question a certain way. Nah, I just want to ask it. Because I don't have a good way to ask it. I don't have a
Okay.
good way to ask it. And sometimes that's the way it is. Sometimes
Right.
some things are best left un,
Unsaid.
yeah, unsaid. Yes. Um. So I guess on a lighter note, you know, I do want to say like I am like praying for you and your family. You know what I'm saying, and all the other officers like that aren't necessarily doing anything bad. They're just doing their day to day job,
Mm-hmm.
stopping people from doing bad
Bad
things.
things. Lord have mercy. I mean, sometimes they really aren't even stopping them. I guess it's just kind to reprimand them so they won't continue to do it, I guess.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because
And I
sometimes they don't get they don't show up until the act has already been done. So it's like,
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't stop them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, they're not superheroes like
No, and that's what a
the
lot of
regular
people
people.
think. And I'm just like, man, if only y'all knew. It's a good thing y'all don't. But if only y'all knew the half of what they really went through. Y'all only see what the public and the media wants y'all to see. And it's usually, the media has its own narrative that it's trying to push. Like, oh, cops are bad. That's what they want you to believe, but that's like not the case.
No, I have numerous friends that are cops. Like, they're not bad people at all. Like, I'll go sit down and have a drink with them any day of the week. Like, they're not bad people. It's just sometimes good people get put in really bad situations and there's no good option.
Right.
There's no good option.
Which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
But yet again, it must not be too bad because you still have people wanting to join the force and applying to be on the team. So it must not be that bad. Because even after all of these, media outlets and all these videos going out about cops, you still have people who want to grow up and be a cop. So can't be all that bad. I don't want to be a cop, but
I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it either. Okay. All right. So we did the plug, blah, 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 whoop, whoop, whoop. Okay. So what last thing do you want to tell people? What is your last message you want to tell the people before we get up out of here?
I don't know. I guess I can say, because we really did spend a lot of time talking about stepping out and doing your thing. Like, seriously, if something is bugging you and it's been on your mind about in regards to, stepping out and starting your own business or something like that, just do it. Because that feeling, that little, what is it called? It's just like a little bug that's just like, it won't go away. It ain't gonna go away until you act on it. And I ain't not gonna lie, it ain't gonna be pretty. It's not. But the rewards will be so much greater once you step out and you start what am I trying to say? Like, investing into yourself. So yeah.
Awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 194 with Sia Cunnings. I just want to thank you for coming through. You know what I'm saying? It was nice to catch up with you.
Right. It took a minute, but we made it.
Right. Well, all right, y'all. Y'all have a good one. And we're up out of here.
Peace.